Henry gets rich. While Henry was looking for bottles, Ribsy barked excitedly and bounded off into the bushes. Because it was so unusual for his dog to leave a package of meat, Henry followed to see what he was chasing. It was only a neighborhood cat, but when Henry started back to the path, he noticed a piece of gray cardboard with printing on it. It was sticking out of the bushes. He stopped to see what it was. "Wow!" exclaimed Henry. Thrown carelessly in a hollow half hidden by weeds was a pile of boxes. On the end of each box was printed the words "double bubblegum." Telling himself the boxes were probably empty, Henry hastily hid the meat in a bush out of his dog's reach before he eagerly ripped one of the boxes. It was full of pink balls the size of a marble. Henry popped one into his mouth, bit through the sugar coating, chewed vigorously, and then blew a rubbery pink bubble. It really was bubblegum. Henry opened several other boxes and found them full of gum too. He couldn't take time to count the balls, but there must have been 200, maybe even 300 in each box. He counted the boxes. There were 49, all full of bubblegum. 49 times 300 was, well, it was a terribly big number. Henry couldn't believe it. 49 boxes of bubblegum and 300 balls in each box. It was enough to last the rest of his life. He would never have to park his gum again. He was rich. Then Henry began to think. He knew he was rich only if he could get the gum home without being seen by the other boys and girls. That was not going to be easy. He took the pound of ground round steak out of the bushes and picked up 2 boxes of gum. "Come on, Ribsy," he said and ran home as fast as he could. Henry tossed the package of meat onto the drain board in the kitchen and stowed the gum under his bed in his own room. Then he ran down the street toward Beezus' house. He was careful to slow down when he saw her in the yard. "Hi," said Henry as he had all the time in the world. "Hello, Henry," said Beezus, gathering a handful of tulip petals and tossing them into the air so they fell over her in a pink shower. Her little sister Ramona was sitting on an apple box at the edge of the sidewalk. "Say, Beezus," said Henry casually, "could I borrow your red wagon for a little while?" "What for?" asked Beezus, looking much too interested. "Oh, just an errand," said Henry. "Can I go?" asked Beezus. "No." Henry hid his impatience. "It's just some work I've got to do." "Then you can't borrow it," said Beezus, and she gathered another handful of petals. Henry saw that this was a situation that must be handled carefully. "I'll give you a piece of bubble gum." He blew a bubble for her to admire. "Okay," agreed Beezus. "Give it to me and I'll get the wagon." Henry knew she had him there. He hadn't put any loose gum in his pockets. He should have known better than to ask a favor of a girl anyway. "I'll give it to you when I get back," he said. Beezus was firm. "Not unless I go too." Henry saw Scooter riding toward them on his bicycle and knew he had to act fast. He didn't want old Scooter hanging around asking questions. "Okay," he agreed quickly. "You can go, but just remember, I've got double dibs on what I'm going to bring home." When Henry and Beezus returned from the backyard with the red wagon, Scooter was no longer in sight, but Ramona was still sitting on the apple box. "Come on, Ramona," said Beezus, taking an old panda bear out of the wagon. "We're going with Henry." "No," said Ramona. Henry was growing anxious. What if Scooter decided to cut through the vacant lot? "Jeepers, Beezus. We've just got to hurry. It's awfully important if we don't get where we're going. We might be too late."